Hi, this is Chloe from Inner Whispers, and today I'm going to be unboxing the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot. Now, this isn't a deck that I really wanted to get. I mean, I saw it quite a while ago, various friends blogged with it and so forth, and I wasn't very tempted because I don't really like the style of the artwork very much, and I'm not a huge fan of Thoth type decks. I mean, it's more purely Golden Dawn, but it's that style a little bit in terms of semi-illustrated pips, and it has fixed ideas about, you know, the colour coding of the cards according to Golden Dawn principles and tra-la-la. So I wasn't hugely keen on the idea. However, I'm currently working on a project that really requires me to get some insight into the Golden Dawn approach and associations, and just, you know, there's an awful lot of information that's useful about tarot history and esoteric connections and so forth. So this deck comes with a book inside, which I'm looking forward to looking at, and I thought, if I'm going to get a book about the Golden Dawn stuff, well, hey, I could get some cards too, because they'll act as a memory prompt, and hey, I mean, you know, it's another deck, so okay. I've given in. Let's have a look. I'll try to avoid the glare for you. So as you can see, it's an old-fashioned flimsy Llewellyn box with various pictures and whatnot on the back. Let's take a look inside. The box arrived a little bit dinged up. Doesn't really matter, I won't keep stuff in there anyhow. And we have a nice sized companion book, which is really the main reason that I bought this deck. And the deck of cards, and then the silly, flimsy, totally the wrong size for the cards. What on earth did they think they were doing? Why bother? Insert of Days of Yore. So the book is a big one. I'm not going to look into it too deeply because, as I say, that's the main reason that I got this deck. There's going to be a lot of information in there, I think. In terms of, you know, we have Chapter 1, the Tree of Life and the Tarot, Chapter 2, Major Arcana, Chapter 3, Minor Arcana, separated into Yod, Fire, Hay, Water, Vav, Air, Hay, Final, Earth. The court cards, and ritual work and divination, including the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, a relaxation ritual, the ritual bath, consecration, dream work, tarot talismans. Looking at this, so they give the 4 cards and then just kind of write about them. So it should be fairly easy to find things in here. It's a lot of text. There's a description of the card and then what it means. So hopefully this will have some of the information that I was looking for. And let's see if we can flick through, find anything. Court cards, Prince, Princess, King and Queen. So no knights around here. And ritual work and divination. So we have hexagrams, elemental tablets, rituals, consecrations, the cube of space, finding your birth card. So there don't seem to be readings as such. Oh, okay, divination on page 213. And that just gives basic meanings of the cards. Like what you get in a little white book, really. Then we have spreads, the 10 card tarot spread and the 15 card spread. And then we have also the opening of the key, which I've heard about before, broken down into the first operation, counting, tra-la-la, second operation, third operation, fourth operation and fifth operation. So I've heard that that's pretty complex. I'm probably not going to go there with that. And that's about it. So let's look at the cards themselves. So an interesting fool, where it's a kind of Romulus and Remus figure, a little baby by a great big wolf in a bed of yellowy roses. Then we have the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress. Here you see the kind of alternating colours, red and green. I've heard the idea is that if you meditate upon them, they should kind of swap over. It's something to do with the way our eyes work. So that's why they have these kind of contrasting colours on the cards, which, yeah, is an interesting concept. The Emperor, the Hierophant, the great big bull, and yeah. The Lovers, interestingly, well, it's like, I don't know if that's Perseus, I'll have to have a look. So a warrior fighting off a serpent beast in order to win his lady love. Quite different to most traditional lovers cards. Chariot is much more back onto a regular form, though it does look seriously chaotic. I actually quite like that, it's funny. Strength, so it's not lust in this one. I guess that was just Crowley himself. And we have the Hermit, Logos, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice at 11, the Hanged Man, Death with, I have no idea what that bowl is on his head. It looks a little bit strange, but hey, let's go with it. And I believe there are 2 temperances. Yep, there we go. So we have 2 different temperance cards. This one perhaps more traditional. The Devil, full on in Baphomet form. The Tower. It's not really lightning, is it? I mean, that's very peculiar. Quite a lovely star. Yeah, interesting towers. They look a little bit, yeah, there's something a little bit psychedelic to the strange colours, and that sun looks almost evil. It has no mouth and the red burning eyes. Interesting, I like the bit that the boy is on grass, the girl is in water. That's a very interesting touch to it. So there's definitely some interesting stuff here, things to dive into, and hopefully the book will give sufficient detail to sort of support learning and understanding what it's talking about. And the world is renamed the universe. Then we move on to a great big green hand holding a furry foxtail strange thing. Yeah, that's the Ace of Wands for you. So yes, these are definitely fairly odd, and with, you know, keywords, dominion, established strength. Oh my, the red and green is really doing my head in a bit on these ones. Perfected work, the Five of Wands. So, you know, they're all in a kind of torn shape with, it's a lot less varied, for example, than the Thoth, which obviously is beautiful and artistic, and this is just a little odd, perhaps. And that doesn't look swift at all. That does not, I see that picture, it says absolutely nothing to me about swiftness. The only thing that says swiftness is the key word, whereas that looks just like a double 4. You know, it's exactly double what the 4 was. So, yeah. As I say, perhaps these images will make more sense in the light of what's written in the book, and if not, I was mainly getting it for the book anyway. So we start with the King of Wands, who is on a horse, so that's kind of the knight aspect, shall we say, in the Crowley Thoth sense. The Queen of Wands, the Prince of Wands in a chariot, and the Princess of Wands. Moving on to the cups. Blue, sludgy yellow. The Two of Cups almost looks like a 3 because there's water coming out from the top, but hey. And then the 3 looks like, I don't know, some weird Art Nouveau lamp. Still, they are better than the Wands at a first glance, from my perspective. Yeah. 8 of Cups, abandoned success. 9 of Cups, material happiness. Interesting. And we have the King on his horse, the Queen, the Prince in his chariot, and the Princess with a dolphin, and various other bits and bobs. Ace of Pentacles with a great big white hand that's squeezing a snake to death in 2. And look at those claw-like fingernails. Eee. Makes me think I need to cut mine as well. So yeah, odd colouring for the pentacles, you know, this white, and then, I don't know, various browns, I guess, which, you know, there is at least a little bit of green here amongst the brown sludge, because it's not even a, well, I guess it is a deep earthy brown. Let's look for the positives. It's a deep earthy brown. The King of Pentacles with an antlered thing as well as a winged thing. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles, and the Princess of Pentacles. And moving on to the swords with a big blue hand and a yellow sword. I mean, yeah. Once again, it's those weird flashing colours, which, as I say, was one of the things that originally put me off. It's interesting here to see, you know, the flower, then it's broken apart by the 3 into its 5 petals, and then it's back together again. Broken in the 5 too, back together in the 6. It stays together in the 7 and the 8, and has disappeared entirely from the 9, where it's just these great big hands holding swords. Maybe that's a hilt, but everywhere else it was hands, so hey. And then we have our King, our Queen. When I heard that all the courts were basically the same with different colours and whatnot, I was a little bit concerned about it, but actually they have changed the stuff around them quite a lot, and the symbolism, because, you know, there are a few decks where it's literally the same, exact same drawing, just with different coloured hair photoshopped into it, for example. Whereas these are still significantly different, even though there's a great deal of commonality. So I like those better than I thought I would, to be honest. Let's see, how does it shuffle? Oh, and the backs, yes. So kind of a Rosicrucian symbol there. Let's give it a shuffle. Shuffles fairly smoothly. It's a little bit more square than some decks, which is fine. Riffles smoothly too. So the cardstock I like. Yeah, the cardstock works well. And shall we risk? Oh dear, well, on the one hand it's great, it's the 6 of Wands, victory. On the other hand, oh my, it's green hands with great big red wands. So yes, the joys. Hopefully I will be victorious in finding the information I want without too much pain and suffering for my eyes. Blessed be.